In this video, we're going to take a look at how to build a basic fundraising form with Give. We're looking here at the All Forms list, and we have none because we haven't built any yet. So let's click Add Form. And we'll give it a title. Now the first question it asks is if we want a set donation or a multi-level donation. We're going to choose set, and we'll do multi-level in another video. And the question is, would you like this form to have one set donation price or multiple levels? And we'll set the donation level. Let's make it $10. The way it is now, people can give only $10. No more, no less. If we click Custom Amount, then we have a little text box. And if we leave it empty, it will say, Give a custom amount. But we have the option to say anything we want here. I'm going to leave it empty and go with the default. And then we can choose to set a goal. I'm going to choose yes. And we'll say we would like $100. And then we can choose the progress bar color. Here we can choose to put in some text above or below the form. I'm going to choose no for now, and we'll do some in the advanced form. Payment fields we can show on page, reveal on click, or a modal window upon click. We'll leave show on page for now. Then there's a button that they have to click in order to donate. By default it says donate now. We'll leave it at that. Default gateway. You may recall in the settings we chose a default gateway and it was test. Here we have the option of choosing something else for this one, or just leave it at the global default. I'm going to leave it at global default. We have the option to disable guest donations. That means people would have to be logged into the website in order to give. And that's great for a membership site or some kind of private site. But if you're just trying to raise money from the general public, you don't want to check this. You can choose to show a form for people to log in, which would fit great if you disabled guest donations. But since we didn't, we're going to leave this at none. And then we can choose to customize offline donations. If we click yes, then we can override many of the things that we set in the settings area. I'm happy with what we left there, so I'm going to choose no. And we have the option here for terms and conditions. If you say yes, then you can make a checkbox that says agree to terms, and then put in your terms. And then they can't give unless they agree to them. I'm going to leave that at no. Then we have an excerpt, which is the normal WordPress excerpt, and the author. Those aren't really related to Give, so I'm going to leave them empty. We can set a featured image. I'm not going to right now so that you can see what it looks like without one. So now I'll hit Publish. You'll note here a shortcode. You could take that and use it any place shortcodes work in WordPress. I'm going to leave it right there for now, though. Now there are two different ways to view this form. One of them is to simply view it directly. And there we are. Now this is called a single donation form. Here we have the featured image, and I didn't set one, so there's a placeholder. You could put anything in there. The building you're trying to build, the child you're trying to support, or whatever. Here's the title, the amount raised, the progress bar, the total amount, the choice of payment method, and then personal info. If we were not in test mode, it would also ask for our credit card information right here. So we could change this to $20 if we wanted, because we allowed that in the settings for this form. So I'm going to click Donate Now, and you can see what happens when there are some empty fields. Now I'll click Donate Now again. And now I have gone to my donation confirmation page, you can see here at the top. Now while we're here on the basic form, I want to show you a few things. I'm going to go back to Settings, and Display Options, and here we have Post Types. Disable Form Single Views. We could make it so that this form would not be visible here. We would have to embed it in a page. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. We could also disable Form Archives and Excerpts. And then right here we can disable Form Featured Image. I'm going to check that. And then we can disable categories and tags as well. So I'm going to click Save Settings and reload this form. And now we don't have a featured image. From a fundraising standpoint, I highly recommend you have an image. People are drawn to pictures, and they're more likely to give. Now, something else I'd like to show you is a variety of options related to this personal information. I'm going to edit my form. And here for payment fields, we have Show on Page. Let's choose Reveal Upon Click, and it adds a new button. Let's update and reload. And now the form looks like this, much more compact. And when you click Donate Now, it's revealed. Now the other option was Modal Window Upon Click. And we'll reload. And again, we have a very basic form. And when we click Donate Now, we get this. All three of these work exactly the same way. Your choice of which one to use depends entirely upon your personal taste, upon the taste of your donors. I would recommend doing some testing. Try each of them on different days and see which days you get more donations. One more thing I want to show you before we move on to the next video. Here on the list of forms, you can see the price, the goal, how many donations there have been, and the income. Now, you may recall that I filled out the form, but because we were in test mode, it did not apply that money to this campaign. That means you can test all you want without messing up your campaign and then go live and start at a fresh zero. Now, I mentioned earlier that there were two ways to view this form. One is to look at it directly like this. Another is to embed it in a page. We'll say basic form page. Change our template to default and we'll hit publish real quick. There, now we have a vanilla page. And right here at the top is add donation form. You can choose the form you wish and insert it. And then hit update. And now we can view this page. Note there's no featured image here. That's because this theme doesn't print the featured image that way. But I can click Donate Now, and it acts exactly like my other form. But another difference is that I don't have a progress bar on this one. So whether you want to embed your forms in a page or look at them directly like this is entirely up to you. They both work equally well. In our next video, we'll take a look at how to make a more advanced form.